Hello and welcome to today's video. On today's video, we'll be drafting a basic bodice block and I'm going to show you how. The measurements you'll be needing will be the shoulder. In my case, that's 15 divided by 2, that's 7.5. The next measurement you'll need is the bust. My bust is 36. That'll be divided by 4. My half length is 16. You need your armhole measurement, which is your bust, divided by 6 plus 1.5. My case, that's 6, you see, that's 7.5. Then you'll need your bust span, which is your nipple to nipple measurement. In my case, 8. That'll be divided by 2 to give you 4. So let's get right into it. So this paper here is folded by my biggest measurement, which is my bust measurement, divided by 4 plus about 3 inches allowance. So I folded it to 2 because I'll be drafting both the front and the back. And then the length of this paper is 17 inches because my half length is 16. So I'm adding half an inch up and half an inch below. So I'm taking my half inch up there, and that will be my starting point. Okay. Then, okay, I missed something out, and that is the bust point. The bust point is from your shoulder down to your nipple. So let's start. The first thing I am going to do is take my bust point. That's my bust point is 9.5. So you want to measure that and make sure that is accuracy. My paper now, that's half an inch left on the bottom. Remember I said it is 17 inches, so I took half inch up and now half beneath. So the points I just marked are my bust point and my half length on this paper. The next thing I'm going to do is to take there's this standard rule I follow, the 3 by 8 inches, and then going down by 1 inch. So I go in by 3 inches, go out by 8 inches, and come down by 1 inch before I take my armhole measurement. Then remember the armhole measurement I said is 7.5, right? And then my shoulder as well is 7.5, 15 divided by 2. So I am marking all those points that I have already previously calculated down. Then that's my shoulder point. And from there I'm going to take half of my shoulder, my armhole measurement rather, half of my armhole measurement, and go in by half an inch for my front pattern. For the back pattern, you're leaving it the way it is, but for the front pattern, you're going in by half an inch. So to make it easier, I'm just going to go ahead and measure my bust. Put my bust measurement there, and now I'm joining these 3 points. Remember, my bust is 36 divided by 4 is 9 inches. So I am marking my armhole measurements. This is the front armhole, and the next one I am doing now is the back. Remember, you go in by half an inch for just the front. So I've marked the back armhole and then the front armhole measurement. The next thing I will be doing now is to measure my bust span. Remember, mine is 8 divided by 2, 4. So I'm going to square that down, okay, and then take half an inch on both sides. Then on this vertical line, I'll come down by 1 inch and then connect the point. You can see, come down by 1 inch, connect both points. Then I will take my bust measurements. So we continue. I mean, is this easy? Take my 9. You don't really need a lot of measurements to draft your basic bodice block, except you want to do a couple of things with that manipulation and all of that. So this is my waist measurement. My waist is 29 divided by 4, 7.25. Then I am going to take this 1 inch. Remember the 1 inch I took for the dart, you will replace it, or else your material will be short. And then you add the 2 inches, because I added 2 inches up, so I am adding the 2 inches seam allowance down. And then you want to connect the points together. Remember to just blend everything out. So we're going straight to the neckline. So depending on what you want, you can do any type of neckline, bold, square, whatever. But for this pattern, we're going to stick to the 3x3 neckline and depth. Then for the back, I'm going to be going down by 1 inch. Okay, so like I said, you can do it either deeper but for a plus size person, I think 3.5 would be fine. For someone who is smaller, 2.5 would be cool, but I just want the 3x3. Okay, so remember that ½ inch we took up there. Yeah, we're going to replace it. That ½ inch is for your joining. It's your joining allowance, joining your front to your back pattern. Remember, if you don't do it here on your pattern paper, you'll have to do it on your material, else it will be short, like, except you hold it very, very tiny. So I don't usually add seam allowance to my armhole measurements because I don't take a lot of material when I'm doing that. Remember, I said I'm cutting the front and the back together. So you're going to cut out the back piece first. So don't cut the front measurements, cut from the back measurement first. Cut the back armhole with the allowance, and then you cut the back neckline. Okay, then you'd want to separate the pattern pieces together, so it will be one for the front and one for the back. Remember to transfer all your lines. That's the bust point. So I'm transferring it to the back. Okay, and then label so you don't mix things up. Now you cut out the front piece, front armhole, and then the front neckline, and then you label it. Okay, so you don't mix things up. So now to the back, like I said, remember to put all your points together. For the back dart, okay, remember the front dart, we came down from the bust point by 1 inch. For the back dart, you're going up by 1 inch. Remember that. Front, you're coming down, back, you're going up. The back dart is usually longer than the front dart. So then you go in by ½ inch on both sides, just like the front. The only difference is that you're going up by 1 inch and not down. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is I want to show you how the gaping at the back, to prevent gaping at the back whenever you sew your pattern. I want to show you how you can eliminate that on your pattern before you even transfer it to your paper. But first, I'm going to go and join the back zipper. So I have joined the zipper to the back, and yeah, if there are two methods I'm going to be showing you. The first one is to go in from the zipper line by ½ inch. Okay, and then you blend that out. So you go in, under, like in, by 1/2 inch and you blend it out. So the part, blend it. Our backs are not straight. It has to come in a bit. So the part I am labeling right now, you cut that part out. So it will have a slant or a curved part at the back. The second way is to go up from your half length by 1 inch. You could go up by 1 inch, 3/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch, but I prefer 1 inch. Okay, so you come up by 1 inch and then blend that out to the side seam. So you pick one. Don't do the two. Okay, pick one. I use both of them interchangeably. I don't use them together. So you either cut the one behind or you cut the one under, and it will eliminate that gaping behind. And that's basically all for this pattern. For the addition on the zipper, I went out by 2 inches to get the zipper line. So that's about it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have an amazing week, and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye.